All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are tackling one of the biggest, most mind-bending ideas in all of science, the multiverse.
Just take a second and think about that. Somewhere out there, there's another you, and they're watching this exact same explainer, but maybe they made that one different choice years ago. Took that other job, moved to that other city. It sounds like something straight out of a movie, doesn't it? But what if it's not? That's the whole idea, the whole promise of the multi-universe.
So that's the journey we're about to go on. We're going to explore how this isn't just some abstract theory for physicists. No, it's a mystery that really makes you question every single choice you've ever made.
But before we get too carried away, we got to lay some groundwork. We need to be clear on what we're actually talking about. What's our universe? And what exactly is the multiverse?
Okay, so our universe. That's easy enough, right? It's everything. Everything we can see, everything we can touch, everything we could ever hope to measure. All the stars, all the galaxies, every tiny atom, space, time, the whole shebang. This is our home base. This is reality as we know it.
Now the multiverse, that's where things get wild. It's this pretty radical idea that says, hey, what if our universe isn't the only one? It suggests that there's this huge collection of other universes out there, and each one could be a totally different reality, with its own laws of physics. I mean, can you imagine a universe where gravity just decided to work differently, or where time actually flows backwards? It's a huge concept.
This is probably the best way to picture it. Think about a giant cosmic foam, just an endless sea of bubbles. And our entire universe, with its billions and billions of galaxies, is just one of those bubbles. And every other bubble, that's another universe, completely separate from ours. It's a staggering thought for sure.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This is all just fun speculation, right? It's sci-fi stuff. But here's the kicker. The idea of a multiverse doesn't actually come from writers or filmmakers. It comes from some of our most solid, most fundamental theories about how the cosmos works. So let's follow the breadcrumbs. Let's look at the clues.
It turns out modern physics actually hints at the multiverse from a bunch of different directions. We're going to quickly walk through the 4 main clues that have scientists really scratching their heads. First up, we've got quantum mechanics, the super weird physics of the super small. The many worlds interpretation suggests that for every choice, the universe splits, creating a new, parallel universe where the other outcome happened. Then there's something called cosmic inflation. This is our best theory for what happened a fraction of a second after the Big Bang, and it suggests our universe's rapid expansion could have created other bubble universes right alongside ours. What about string theory? Well, for the math to work, it requires extra dimensions. And guess what might be hanging out in those other dimensions? Yep, other universes, potentially existing parallel to ours, just out of sight. And finally, and this one's a real trip, some scientists have this wild idea that black holes aren't just cosmic vacuum cleaners. They might actually be the birthplaces of brand new universes.
So, as you can see, it's not just one simple idea. There are actually a bunch of different flavors of multiverse theory. You've got your bubble universes, your parallel universes, the truly wild mathematical multiverse where any possible universe exists, and the brain multiverse. Each one comes from a different corner of physics.
Okay, let's hit the pause button on the heavy physics for just a second. Let's ask a much more personal question. So what? What if it's actually real? I mean, what if the multiverse isn't just a theory? The implications, they would change everything.
Seriously? Think about it. If the multiverse is real, it completely changes how we see ourselves, our place in the cosmos, the very meaning of our lives. It would ripple through philosophy, through physics, through technology, even through the movies we watch and the stories we tell.
Let's zoom in on one of the biggest questions this raises: free will. Right now, in our reality, our choices feel so important, right? They feel unique. They feel final. They carve out this one single path that is our life. But in a multiverse reality, every choice you could have made is made, just in a different universe. That job you didn't take, another you took it. So does that make our choices meaningless because every outcome happens somewhere? Or does it make every choice infinitely important because it creates a whole new world? It's a huge philosophical puzzle. And it doesn't stop there. The multiverse could solve some of the biggest puzzles in physics, like why our universe's laws are so perfectly set for life. Well, with infinite universes, it's no surprise that at least one, ours, would get it right just by chance. And look at how this idea has just exploded in our culture, from movies and TV shows to inspiring real-world tech like quantum computing. It's everywhere.
So, this all leads to the big one, the billion-dollar question. After all the mind-bending physics and the philosophical head-scratchers, is any of this for real?
And the honest answer is, we don't know. Not for sure. For now, the multiverse is still a theory. We don't have that one piece of killer evidence. It's this incredible idea that lives right on the bleeding edge of science, a mix of hardcore math and just bold imagination. Whether it's ultimately proven true or not, maybe its real value is in what it does to our perspective. It reminds us that what we think of as reality might just be a tiny piece of a much, much grander cosmic puzzle.
It forces us to think bigger, to stay curious, and to remember just how much we still have to learn. And who knows, maybe somewhere out there in one of those other bubbles, another version of you has already figured it all out.